Welcome to episode 324 of the 2 in the Morning. Today we're doing an NBA topic on Bradley Beal and whether or not he should demand a trade from the Washington Wizards. We know he got a new teammate this year when John Wall left him for the Houston Rockets, but in return he got Russell Westbrook. Not sure they're on a great page. I'm not sure Bradley Beal's on a great page with the Wizards in general. So today we're looking at whether or not he should demand a trade, and if so, where's an ideal spot for Bradley Beal to land up around the NBA league?
So, yes, in short, Bradley Beal should demand a trade from the Washington Wizards. The Wizards right now are a dysfunctional team, dysfunctional franchise, and for Beal, you can just visibly tell he's frustrated. I mean, the dude is averaging 35 a game right now. He is one of, if not one of the top elite shooting guards in this game right now. And when you look at places where he should be traded, there's so many teams that I'm sure are vying for him. There's so many teams that have, a running for Bradley Beal. I look at a team like the Denver Nuggets right now. The Denver Nuggets have, a great piece for a trade in Michael Porter Jr., a young ascending star, and they have a slew of draft picks. So that would be an ideal situation. If the Sixers wanted to move Ben Simmons, I think that would be a great spot for, Beal to be paired up with Embiid. The Sixers have been lacking a shot creator on the wing, and I think Bradley Beal would be the perfect thing for them. Of course, we've heard a lot about Bradley Beal and the Miami Heat, although Bam Adebayo is not a movable asset for the Heat, and Tyler Hero is good, but not that good to be a centerpiece of a trade deal, and they just don't have the assets to get a deal done. But, there's many teams where Bradley Beal could go, but right now he's to get out of Washington because, quite frankly, he's being wasted. I mean, he's doing literally everything. Russell Westbrook has provided little to no help thus far, which kind of surprised me. I thought that Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal would be a great combo, but right now, I think that Bradley Beal needs to get out, and wherever he goes, he's going to be a stud. So I'm not worried about his performance. So.
Yeah, I agree. He has been looking amazing lately, and he's getting no help from his team. You saw that. I don't know if you guys saw that video the other day of where he was just looking defeated after dropping 40 points and his team lost.
Right? Yeah, against the Rockets.
He does everything right, and they can't win. Westbrook seems to be a cancer for the teams that he goes to. You mentioned the Denver Nuggets. I think that'd be a great play for them. I think that him, Jokic, and Jamal Murray could be a very powerful big three. The only thing I was thinking about, though, is the Wizards. They would not want to trade him. He's the only thing in that franchise right now that is looking very promising, but if I'm him, I want out. A few other places I looked at is the New Orleans Pelicans. They have tons of young guys. Still some draft picks, so if they were willing to throw, Brandon Ingram in with some draft picks, I think they could get him, and that would be lethal. They have Lonzo, Zion. They got a bunch of young guys, and he would add a little bit of experience to that group. And with the way he's playing right now, I think that would greatly improve them. They need to do something. I think they're 7-10 right now on the outside, trying to get into the playoffs. So I think those would be two good destinations, and the Celtics is another one. You pair him with Jason Tatum. I think that he's playing amazing right now, and you put them two together, I don't see how that wouldn't work very well. But the only thing is finding the picks and all that to give them, and they would have to give up. So really, if the price is right for Bradley Beal, which there's many good prices for him, I would take him for any team the way he's playing right now.
Yeah, I'd love to see him go to the Pelicans. I don't think they'd move Brandon Ingram. If they could get Brandon Ingram, Zion, and Bradley Beal all together, that'd be worth it. And maybe they ship off Lonzo Ball. But for them to move Brandon Ingram, I feel like that'd be tough and it kind of ruin what they're trying to create there. But to me, my perfect spot would be the LA Clippers. There's a lot of speculation that they're still not going to beat LeBron this year, even though they're looking better than they did last year. But I think if you got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Bradley Beal all on the same team, you have a dangerous three that could go past LeBron and then go head-to-head with the Brooklyn Nets, assuming they will come out of the East. And you'll have two big three teams go on against each other, and that would be an amazing NBA Finals. I think the Clippers could probably move on from Pat Bev, throw in a pick or so, maybe Lou Williams, whoever they're trying to move on from. Either way, I think they're both worth Bradley Beal. Like I said, or like we've said, he's a top scorer in the league, and really he's a top scorer in the league on the worst team in the league. Imagine if he was on a team that actually helped him out, gave him some dishes, assisted him. I feel like, I don't want to say his potential's not reached because he's scoring 30 points a game and leading the league in scoring, but he might be even better than we think right now. So I think the Clippers should definitely be intrigued, but really any team, as long as they don't give up their franchise players, should be interested in Bradley Beal for sure.
To your point, I really like the Clippers idea. I think that would be a great piece for them to get over the Lakers. And I kind of agree with your point. I don't think the Pelicans would move Brandon Ingram right now. I think they're focused on building around Brandon Ingram.
You think they would move Lonzo before Ingram?
Yeah, they would. They would totally move Lonzo. I already know Lonzo's on the trade block right now, as it is.
Right.
For me, I mean, I'm a Heat fan, so as much as I would love for Bradley Beal to come to the Heat, I just don't think the Heat can get it done. But as far as a best fit, I look at the Sixers, and here's why. The Sixers are already one of the top teams in the East. They're already vying for, a finals bid. They look really good, and the only thing that's been holding them back, I think the Sixers, is Ben Simmons, quite frankly, because Ben Simmons, as your point guard, is just not a good option. I think Ben Simmons should move to the 4. He should play the power forward position. It's much more suited for his, abilities and skills, considering he can't really shoot the ball. He can't space the floor because he's just, focused on driving and dishing. And so I think if you can move Ben Simmons for Bradley Beal, you'll have the shot creator on the wing, and then you'll have Embiid down low on the block, and that will be perfect 1-2 punch. And they've already got shooters around him. They've got, tons of guys like Seth Curry who can spray from outside. So I think that
Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard. The GOAT, Dwight Howard. So I think the Sixers would be so scary if they were able to acquire Bradley Beal in a trade. And I think they would be the favorites to come out of the East.
You think they could take on the Nets defensively if they had Beal?
Okay, well, here's the thing about the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are designed so that you cannot stop them offensively.
So good.
There's too much offensive firepower on the Nets, but
You just have to hope they lose to themselves.
No, the
There is
thing
no
is,
hope.
the thing is, the Nets don't defend.
Yeah.
Because the Nets are so focused on their best defense is just outscoring you. So they're just gonna shoot it. They're gonna get points. And I think if you have a guy like Bradley Beal who's averaging 35 a game, you're able to match that firepower in a way. And Bradley Beal's proven defender. Joel Embiid, proven defender. So and they have defenders around them, other pieces. So I think that they would match up well against the Brooklyn Nets, in my opinion. And so I really like the Sixers as a fit. For Bradley.
I mean, you guys covered it. We've mentioned several teams, but really, this man's been a beast since he's been at Florida. For all the Florida fans, I'm sure you knew he went here. But he needs out, and at the way this is going, the Wizards, they have him doing all the work, and it's not working, so they're obviously going to have to try to switch something up. So I would not be surprised if we saw a trade soon, and whoever gets him is going to get a steal. And I can't wait to see where he lands.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And he's really kind of exposing Russell Westbrook even more. If we didn't think he wasn't toxic by any means, it's definitely for sure now. No one can play with him. Even Bradley Beal he's kind of being quiet for how much of a shit situation he's in right now. He's being pretty respectful about
props
it.
To him,
Unlike Harden, who's just crying every day. So props to Bradley Beal, and I want him to get traded, but if I had to bet money, I don't think it'll pull it off just because Washington Wizards, that's their ticket seller right there, and Bradley Beal.
Yeah, I mean, whoever it goes to will win that trade because there's really nothing you can get that much better than Bradley Beal at this point. So.
All right, thanks for watching. 2 minute warning.
2 minutes.